Faber-castell made their first pencils all the way back in 1761. From their small factory in Nuremberg, Germany, they grew to become one of the biggest art companies in the whole world. Today, Faber-castell have 15 factories around the world, producing the very best pencils, pens, crayons, and other materials available. Every year, they make 1.8 billion pencils. If you put them on top of each other, they would stretch all the way to the moon. Faber-castell is also the source of a long line of inventions. One of the latest is the connector pen. It's a marker that you can clip together to make fun toys and figures. Kids just love it. Faber-castell is also friendly to the environment and the communities they belong to. In Brazil, for example, they are planting and growing entire forests that not only supply their factory with wood for pencils, but wildlife like the wolves are returning to their natural habitat after years of absence. All around the world, Faber-castell support creative training for schools, kindergartens and teachers. They believe that drawing is the best way of developing creative and communication skills. So, if you want to become more creative, join Faber-castell and Einstein Christiansen and have fun drawing. Hi, I'm Einstein Christiansen, and I am from the frozen country of Norway, the home of the Vikings. All my life I have been drawing, doodling and using my imagination. As a child, I was so fascinated by pencils, I just couldn't stop drawing. At school, I drew for all my subjects and made funny caricatures of my teachers. No wonder I ended up as a professional artist. In my career, I have been a newspaper cartoonist, illustrator, caricaturist, painter and designer, always trusting my pencil and my imagination. Nowadays, I make TV shows and books and travel all around the world, inspiring people to draw and use their imagination. This looks like a good place for drawing. A beautiful green park. I love sitting under the trees drawing cartoons. And this time I will draw my favorite stuff, animals. So I got all my special Faber-castell materials, but what will I draw first? How about an elephant? First I draw a circle. On the circle I draw eyes and a trunk. On each side of the trunk I draw the tusk. Then wrinkles, ears, one arm and legs. The reason why I only draw one arm is that the other arm is on the other side of the trunk. Finally, a tail. Now the elephant needs some friends. How about the chicken? It too is drawn from a circle. Notice how simple it is. I make things more fun by adding a hat. And some more friends like a beetle and a worm. Now is the time for coloring. Connector pens are good for coloring small areas and patterns, but not good for big areas because the tip is too small. Therefore, I color the small areas first. I always come up with little colorful patterns to make my cartoons more lively. Stripes is one of my top favorites. But I also like dots. Then I color in the grass so that the elephant looks like it's standing on something solid and not floating around the paper. Next, I use my wax crayons to cover it in a nice blue color. The wax crayons are good for covering large areas with color. They also look softer than the marker lines. Finally, I use a dark blue and put some shade under the trunk, tusk, arm, and other things that stick out. My signature, and I'm done. Okay everybody, time for some drawing adventure. Come with me! This time I'm in Sumatra drawing the world's biggest animal, the mighty elephant. My model is lying down taking a bath, so I have plenty of time to study the details. If you want to draw elephants and you don't have one in your back garden, go to the zoo or get a book or surf one up on the net. The most important thing is to study the animal well so that you become a great elephant artist. Here I use brown wrapping paper to draw on so that I can use both dark colors like brown and light colors like white. When I have a live animal in front of me, I sketch many pictures as fast as possible from many different angles. That way I get to know the whole animal in detail. Later, when I'm home, I can continue to do more detailed drawings. I travel a lot to jungles, forests and parks where I can meet wild animals. I just love drawing animals. They are fantastic. and the green nature makes me feel really good. Sadly, some people are destroying the jungles that these animals live in. So I'm doing my best to protect the jungles and everything that is natural. Oh, okay, big boy. What do you think of my sketches? Please don't sit on me if you don't like them. Time to get a new piece of paper out and check which colors I want to use this time. I usually select the color I plan to use before I start drawing, so that I have an idea of how the finished picture will look like. I start with drawing a droplet shape. In one end I draw a circular nose, followed by circular eyes and ears. Then I add 2 square teeth. Next I draw the legs in the front and at the back. Notice that I draw everything using simple lines. That way my cartoons are easier to draw and look more funny. Just grab a connector pen and try for yourself. When the outline is done, I draw in the texture of the fur. It's just a whole lot of small lines that follows the shape of the droplet. Then I color the nose black, but I leave a white stripe on top and a white spot in the middle as a bit of light shining on the nose. Next I draw the stripy patterns on the tail. Then I color the feet black . And I darken the mouse's back with more lines. Okay then, time for color. Some pink on the ears. And gray for the fur. Well, how about a baby mouse sitting on his mother's nose? Haha, oh, that'll be cozy. Look so simple the baby shape is. That's how to enjoy drawing. Keep it nice and simple. He's just a smaller version of his mom. Okay, then a little bit of color. I want to make this a city mouse, so I'll draw a squiggle line which I will turn into buildings. All I got to do is adding some little towers on top, some lines across and circles here and there, and they'll start looking like buildings. Next, I put in a few buildings in grey color behind the first ones. And because they're grey, they look further away. It's very easy. You can draw fantasy buildings like this anytime. Then I use the same pink as for the mouse's ears and add some little touches of color. By sticking to just 3 colors, black, grey and pink, I get quite an elegant look. Sometimes less is more. Finally, I sign it off. What do you think? Try to draw it for yourself. Now what shall I draw next? I got my wax crayons out, so it's got to be something simple. Crayons are not good for details, but very good for simple, colorful sketches. Take this bean shape for instance. I can easily turn it into a bunny. Just pay attention to how simple it is. Reverse the video and watch it a few times while sketching on a piece of paper or in your sketchbook. Just draw piece by piece. Start with the face, then ears, arms, legs and tail. Oh yes, the bunny needs a crayon too. Bunnies love coloring in. When I'm finished with the outline, I start on the background. I fill it up with different colored hearts because this bunny is so in love with its crayon. Then I fill in the inside of the mouth and the same color for the ears. Then I color up little bits here and there, but I don't color in the bunny herself. She will be white. And I make the white stand out by making the background yellow. with green and orange spots. The background now becomes the texture of color. Finally, a few details and I'm done. Okay everybody, time for some drawing adventure. Come with me! Aha! Just what I was looking for. A whole field full of dogs. I love drawing dogs, but which one should I draw? There's so many here. Oh look! So cute! Woof! Woof! Okay, how about this one? A big handsome Labrador. Okay, I get my favorite color pencils out and start sketching using a light brown. I sketch the basic shape of the head, smile and tongue first. Then I put in details such as the nose and pupils in the eyes. I use the color I think is the closest to the dog itself. So the tongue is red, the fur is light golden, and the nose and eyes are darker brown. In order to make the dog look more three-dimensional, I add a dark brown background. Now there is more contrast between the dark background and the light fur of the dog. And contrast makes things look three-dimensional. Next, I give this beautiful Labrador stronger color all around. More red on the tongue and golden browns on the fur. I finally define the shapes of the teeth, eyes, ears and fur with a dark color pencil. Well, that's it. I'm finished. Hey doggy, what do you think of your portrait? Okay, bye everyone. I gotta run on and draw more. Okay, let's get started on the next one. I start with a circle as usual. Then I make it into a mushroom. There, a cute mushroom in the grass. Then I add a curvy line that will become a worm with a big head. Inside the big head there is space enough for big eyes. Then I color up both the worm and the mushroom. And some flowers in the grass. Flowers are easy. They're just funny, colorful spots. Next, I want to make the whole thing more fun and crazy by adding a few details. Like this umbrella, for instance. And how about some rain? Then we need a rain cloud and lots of raindrops. Finally, a little bit of fresh color on the grass, and I'm done.
Ugh, Faber-castell!
Next, I'm going to show you how to draw a chicken. I use my wax crayons and start with a circle. Then I add the eyes, and as soon as I put eyes on the circle, it comes alive. From then, all it takes is adding a few simple features and you have a cute animal. It's very simple. In this case, we got a chicken. So get your sketchbook and all your art materials out and get started. You can rewind the video if you want to see it again, or freeze the picture if you want to study the drawing steps better. Hey, have fun drawing! Okay everybody, time for some drawing adventure. Come with me! This time I'm really deep in the forest around Lake Toba in Sumatra. Here you'll find thousands of monkeys all around in the forests. There's only one problem. Monkeys really love color pencils. They're just like me. I guess I'm a monkey too. I let the monkeys eat some bananas so that they sit more still. But they still jump around like crazy. I just have to draw faster. When I sketch in wild locations like this, I'm trying to capture the personality of the animal. The funny facial expressions and the way they move. Later, when I'm home, I can take time to do a detailed portrait of the animal. Right, I am finished for now. See you, crazy monkeys! So, what shall I draw next? I want to draw something with connector pens. First, I select my colors. Yeah, I think this will be a good color mix. I start with some crazy squiggling using many different colors. It ends up looking like a big fur ball. When it's finished, I add a pair of eyes, and a nose, and all of a sudden the fur ball looks alive. Then I draw a cute little body with 4 legs. Next, some grass. Then I color in some pink on the nose and yellow on the body. But my hedgehog also needs some friends. How about a little worm crawling on its nose? I color the worm with blue stripes. Connector pens are really good for little details like this because it has a fine pointy tip. A hat? Ooh, that's very cute. Next, I draw 4 little circles. Guess what they will become? Hey, yes, they are little bees. They are friends with the worm and the hedgehog. Finally, my signature, and I'm done. Okay, let's get going on the next one. I start sketching 3 circles with a red color pencil. Then I connect the circles and put eyes in the smallest one. Then ears and big horns. What animal do you think this will be? Next, I draw 3 lines to make a big smile. Then some circles for feet, and then I connect them to the body with legs. Then I do the same thing with the legs at the back, before drawing on the big long tail. Now it's ready for connector pants. It's good that they connect. That way I won't lose them. Okay, these are the colors that I want to use first. The idea with this drawing is to make it as colorful as possible, so I draw up all the lines of the cow in different colors. Just keep on shifting colors as you go along. Use as many as possible. When the line work is done, I start adding colorful details, like the fur around the hooves. The next challenge is to come up with as many different colorful patterns as possible all around the cow. Just go crazy! Come up with the funniest patterns and color mixes you can think of. When the cow is finished, you can start on the background. I'm putting in a whole bunch of hearts to show just how much this cow loves color. Next, I start coloring with my wax crayons. They are good for the bigger areas in the background. I pour on as much colors as I can to make it a crazy party of colors. Finally, I use my oil pastels to dab in some rich, smooth colors that only oil pastels can produce. So this is my hot tip. If you want amazing color effects, use all the different Faber-castell materials in one gigantic mix. Okay, that's it for me. I'm off to new adventures. See you later.